Hello, everybody. Welcome to another open house session with NSE Clearing today. I've got along with me my colleague, the Chief Risk Officer of NSE Clearing, Mr. Huzaifa Mahwawala, and Ms. Rana Usman, our Head of Clearing and Settlement for NSE Clearing. We at NSE Clearing recognize that being one of the leading clearing corporations in the country, and today clearing almost up to 95% of the cash equity volumes in the country, and more than 95% in futures and options and currency derivatives, it does cast an enormous amount of responsibility on us as a market infrastructure entity to support the ecosystem as well as to support the members to be able to discharge our responsibilities and our functions efficiently. We continue to continuously monitor ourselves and measure ourselves on our process performances and continue to invest in upgrading our technology and our systems on an ongoing basis. Over the last few years, with evolving regulations to assist in better market compliance and market supervision and governance, the clearing corporations have begun playing a very important role alongside the exchanges in the supervision functions that are required to be carried out in our market today. In keeping the markets safe, not only from a market risk perspective, but also from the perspective of active supervision, which is being done along with the exchanges. We know that the systems and technology have been changing rapidly, and it is our responsibility to ensure that we jointly with you as members, our members, make our ecosystem one of the safest in the world today. Under the guidance of our regulator, we have seen some of the most path-breaking initiatives roll out in India, which we can call as some of the firsts in the world. Our move to T+1 was extremely smooth and well watched by the entire world. And along with that, when we look at now the facilitation of trading through blocked amount, which is akin to ASBA through the UPI mechanism, I think is one of the finest and the first kind of first in the world that we have seen. This would not have been possible without the members' readiness to continuously embrace the change that we as a market have been undertaking on an ongoing basis. Some of the few areas that I would like to highlight that we still need to work on as participants, as members, as infrastructure entities is we have continuously been seeing there are occasions when there's a drop in the compliance requirements that the members have to ensure for a smooth ecosystem. Uh, I think collection of upfront margins, whether you are allocating the margins aptly for the member, for the clients that you clear for or trade for, I think is some of the key requirements of our market, which keep our market safe the way they are today and one of the best in terms of compliance requirements in the world. Second is about development and understanding of our risk management responsibilities apart from execution. Today, risk management is an integral role to any intermediary in the market, including the clearing corporations. I would urge that the members look at investing in their systems in the framework where it allows them to risk manage the trades, the positions of their clients on an ongoing basis without placing reliance on what the clearing corporation does for them. The back office systems, when you discuss with your vendors, have to be developed well enough for the systems to be able to cater to your minimum basic risk management requirements. We all have been seeing volumes grow in this market by leaps and bounds. We as Clearing Corporation, we continue to invest in our technology, our framework to make it more scalable and more robust. We need to see the members also continue to invest in their technology for making them robust and optimizing your processes and ensuring that your processing gets completed in the provided time that is out there given to you for us to be able to efficiently operate the market in a seamless manner. Another area is beyond risk management. I think being able to monitor the activities of your client to see that they are also, when they are taking positions in the market, they're trading in the market, they are well in compliance of the stipulated requirements and expected conduct that is out there. While we continue to enhance our platforms with various efficiencies, our intent clearly remains to improve our interfacing with you as members. Okay, we will continue to invest in technology that in such a way that we are able to assist you in increasing your capabilities to deliver and seamlessly process as well. In the last, I would like to say that we will need to continue to work together. We have a responsible role to play in this market to make our markets one of the safest and one of the best and one of the most efficient in the world. Thank you. And with this, I would like to hand over to my colleague, our Chief Risk Officer, Mr. Huzefa Mawawala, to provide updates from his side. Thank you.
Thank you, Vikram. So hello everyone. So basically what we are trying to do today is that we give an update on what are the new things which we have been doing and what are the facilitations we have been doing and some areas of compliance which we would like members to look into it and see how they can improve or what are the things which we are looking into it which members should also start to do. So to start with, I'll take first the area of the collaterals management. So post the upstreaming circular, which has been introduced by SEBI, there has been a requirement of members to pass on the funds, all funds to the CC, and there has always been a need of a fast movement of funds from and back from the clearing corporation. So apart from the cash movement, which is happening on a real-time basis, we have tied up with most of the leading banks to have electronic FDRs. So electronic FDRs actually helps members to convert their cash collaterals into FDRs and provide them on a seamless basis without any physical documentation to the clearing corporation. So basically, it helps them to have their clients' money as well as own money invested in FDRs and pass on as a collateral swap. So as of today, we have almost 17 top banks which are live with electronic FDRs in our portal. There are two big PSU banks who are in a pilot study, and there are another five banks which are in the testing phase. So out of our total 50 banks, we will have almost 50% of the banks where we will have a EFDR facilitation. In terms of numbers of value, post everybody going live, almost 85% of our collaterals in form of FDRs will become electronic. So it basically helps members both in receiving the funds back quickly as well as placing the funds quickly in form of an FDR. So this is one another area in collateral which we have been improvised is in terms of an electronic bank guarantee. Earlier, members used to had to get a physical bank guarantee issued from the bank, get it delivered to the clearing corporation, and in some cases it used to take 2 days for actually getting the benefit of bank guarantees. So we have a tie-up with a NESL platform, which allows the bank to directly report the bank guarantee in an electronic format to clearing corporation without any involvement by the members. So the moment a bank guarantee gets issued, the same can be reported through the NESL platform from the bank to the CC, and we can give a benefit on an immediate basis. As of today, almost around five top banks again are on the platform, comprising of almost 20% of our new bank guarantees which are getting issued in form of electronic bank guarantees. What we have done is that the platform earlier used to allow only new bank guarantees to be issued in electronic format. So we have worked with the banks and the NESL, and now they have permitted a hybrid format where the existing bank guarantees, which are in physical form, whenever they are due for renewal, the renewals can then come in electronic format. And we are just working with the banks to get that product launched, and shortly we will have that product available on the platform, which will ensure that any of the existing bank guarantees also, when due for renewal, can be reported in electronic format, and there is no need for any physical paper. Apart from that, as a part of the upstreaming requirement of SEBI, we are now allowing the funds which have been upstreamed to be utilized towards paying. So two new improvements we have done recently in that. You can use cash which is lying sparely in one segment towards paying in other segments. So we allow a value date release facility where you can request for any cash which is lying in one segment can be utilized towards your paying in other segments. It's again a completely automated process. Whenever you put a request for your release, you can select the corresponding segment in which you would like to take a release, and we will ensure that the funds get directly credited to your segment where the pay-in is due. Similarly, for margins which were getting blocked and were not available towards paying, the same has been again facilitated. Now members can request for any margins which are already blocked, any collaterals in form of cash which are already blocked in form of margins can also be utilized towards paying. And we will ensure that the collaterals which you have paid towards margins can also be used towards your settlement obligation for the same equivalent amount. So we have issued detailed guidelines as to the procedural part you can refer the circulars on those regards, and you can get back to us in case you have any operational difficulties in doing that. So these are some of the facilitations which we have recently implemented in the areas of collateral management. Um, Another thing which we have recently launched is a penalty dashboard. So members used to get earlier the information on penalty at various different dashboards or in various different files. So we have consolidated and created a NCL penalty dashboard. Currently, penalties with respect to your segregation reporting or your short allocation reporting or your client margin reporting are available on a daily basis. So a potential penalty or a penalty which we may get applied are available on dashboards, which alerts the member upfront as to which are the penalties which are coming to due. We are going to enhance those dashboard to include certain offline penalties which gets computed end of the month, like your margin violations or your security violations or any inspection related violations. So as an enhancement and in a subsequent phase, we will include all those penalties also in the dashboard. So this also can be used by members to track their compliances and their penalties which are getting levied. Coming to compliances, there are some areas which members have been, which we have been observing that there are some room for improvement for members. So I will take some. There are three such areas which are there. One is first on the upstreaming part. Now it is compulsory to upstream, and shortly we will also be implementing that SEBI allows you to retain some money with valid reason codes, and those valid reason codes needs to be reported to the clearing corporation. So going forward, members will have to start reporting if there are any funds which remain in the bank account of the member and are not upstream. They will have to report the reason for code for them. So we are building a portal as a for which in which the members can report such reasons. Second is on the short allocation reporting. Certain exemptions are available where members, after if they get short allocations, they can provide reason codes for them. What we have observed that the members report the reason code, but there are not when these are to be monitored. So we have need to verify that the reason codes which are reported by the members are valid and they are backed by data. So what we have observed in past is that there are some instances where the reason codes have been reported, but they are either incorrect reason codes or there have not been sufficient valid data available for us to validate whether the reason code has been correct. Currently, reporting incorrect reason codes results into a false reporting and is liable for a false reporting penalty. So we'll again request members to ensure that whenever they are doing any short allocation reporting, they ensure that they have sufficient data available to prove their reporting for the same. Similar cases which we have observed is in the segregation reporting. Though we have increased the timeline till midnight for reporting segregation, we still receive areas or still receive instances where members forget to report segregation or there have been incorrect segregation reporting. Some client codes are missed out. One specific area is the error code. So error code, if you have any trades or margins in error codes, you need to compulsorily include that in your segregation reporting because an error code is considered as a valid client and you need to report necessary data for the same both in segregation, in short allocation, and in your margin reporting. So this is one area which we have been observing where members have been lacking enough. Third area which we would like to highlight is on your segregation and allocation comparison. As per the SEBI's circular, you need to ensure that the data matches between segregation and allocation. So if you have reported some amount as passed on to CC in the segregation report, an equivalent amount should be available as an allocation to the CC. We still find there are a lot of mismatches which are happening between segregation and allocation. As a warning, we are downloading mismatch ban reports on a daily basis on the portal, which members should look into it and get rectification either in your segregation reporting or allocation reporting. Currently, these are only informative reports, but going forward, again, they can be part of your penalty mechanism in case there are any violations to that. So this is the basic idea of ensuring that your reportings, your back office reportings are correct, and we are validating. We are giving a lot of warning informations wherever there are possible, where we find there are mismatches. So we'll request members to use those facilities and start reporting it. So this is the basic things which I wanted to talk about from the uh, collaterals and the compliance part of it. I'll ask Rana to talk about some of the other initiatives which we have been doing.
Thank you, Zofa, and thanks for this opportunity. I would, from a clearing and settlement perspective, I would just like to bring forth certain points. Uh, Basically, three important aspects which I want to touch on. Firstly, it is on the aspect of, we are very seized of the fact that over the last 3-4 years, there has been a spurt of changes which have happened a lot on the settlement front. We know about the introduction of the T+1 settlement, where we were very well supported by the members. Uh, with the coming in of the various changes and the implementation of the client upfront client margin collection requirement, the spurt has been there. A large number of transactions are now being brought in as early pay-in the securities side. So there has been a surge in the volumes over there. And we are also seeing that it is a very beneficial thing from a member perspective, because the early pay-ins which you are placing are giving you the margin benefits. But in that area also, there are certain checks and balances which we would want the members to kind of implement, which is to say that the correct settlement type and number, etc., have been quoted, so that you are able to actually get the benefits. We are concerned that despite doing the actual requirements, because of certain operational or because of certain systemic problems, you are not able to actually avail of the benefits. So we would urge you to look at your systems in that aspect. From a clearing corporation perspective, we are already in engagement with the depositories to even have an API mechanism in place, so that the early paying benefits payments can flow in bit faster between the depository and clearing corporation, thereby giving you the benefit much faster. But here we would urge the members that they also put the back office systems properly in place, have the requisite system enhancements to it. Also on this aspect of early paying, and also we have introduced the paying validation mechanism in the depository system, where every paying that you are doing is validated against the actual obligation being there behind it. We would therefore urge you to look at your systems so that you are geared up for all of this. In the aspect of early paying, again, when the payout from the clearing corporation is happening definitely on 99.9% of the days by 1:30, when the trading is getting over by 3:30, we are still seeing members requesting for extension in early pay. That definitely calls for the members to see where they need to relook at their systems, because the numbers will always surge. We cannot extend the number of hours in a day, but we can definitely see how to improve our processes. So, and also when it comes to pay-in, we see that members, after the pay-in is over, they call and say we missed in putting a pay-in. Now that is a very sad situation, because despite having the securities, if you result in a pay-in shortage and have to bear the penalties of a pay-in shortage, we are not happy with it either. So what we would say is to put stitch and time saves 9. So let us see that, how we are here to help you, but you will need to help us to help you. I would say that. The second aspect that I just kind of wanted to touch on was that change is inevitable. We are already, as you know, we have already introduced the ASBA block mechanism effective from this year itself for the funds as well, akin to what has been introduced in the securities side. Your clients tomorrow will want to avail of this facility, and we will urge you to come forth and start getting yourselves registered, to get your systems in place to meet this particular requirement as well. Wherever there is support required from us, we are always there, but we would urge you to come forth in that particular aspect. Facilities which we have given, like Josefa spoke of the facility that you can use your margins towards your pay-in based on a request from you. We would urge that I have given a facility of a value date request, where the previous day by 7 o'clock, if you give it, you are not bothered on the next day for your pay-in, and your pay-in is properly handled. So we will urge that you give your request by 7 o'clock on the previous day, a value date request, and then you are sorted in that particular manner. when we are talking of enhancements, when we are talking of automations, etc., an important thing which comes to mind is that the clearing corporation is today giving you around 80 to 90 reports in a day. What really are these reports? Ultimately, they are your own data. They are your own wine which we are putting in different bottles. We would urge that you have strong back offices so that you don't depend on anyone for your own data. You need to be the master of your house. We will continue to give the reports. And here, while on the reports, we will also say that we are going to start giving you another form of standardized reports. Effective from March 31st, all the reports which we are giving as an intermediate standardized format will be in a new format. We are already giving you the various reports in an existing format which was there. We urge you to move towards the standardized format because soon we will be phasing out the existing old formats as well. So please have what we would say is that when new products, new initiatives, etc. are being discussed, we would urge that while we at the Clearing Corporation and the MII level are preparing ourselves, you also start looking at your back offices so that when actually the requirement comes towards an implementation, you are geared up and you are ready. We will always be there to support you in all of this, but here we are trying to get you to take you there so that you don't have the angst when any new changes, etc. come in. So I will just try to end by saying, uh, be the master of your data. See that you have your reports in place. See that you don't depend on anyone else for your reports. And also, I will once again say alerts, controls, etc. in place. A stitch in time really saves time, and we would want you to be there with us. Thank you.
So Rana, I had one question for you.
Hmm.
I know we've just implemented the ASPA model, the block trading supported by block mechanism. What are some of the key things that you've been noticing from the member side in terms of the operational behavior, which actually leads to issues and not a smooth processing of those transactions, and something that the members maybe, according to you, can do better at their end, such that the entire process streamlines and smoothens out at their end as well?
Yeah, you're very right, because in this entire implementation, what we have seen is that there are very many instances where the registrations and deregistrations are happening. Now, in this particular space, we have seen that the clients are registered. There is no funds block created for the clients. And then whenever the clients are trading, the obligation is first getting created on those clients and then devolving on the member. So it is an operational overhead that is for us. But from a member perspective, what we would want the members to see is which are these particular clients which are registered in the UCI, but there is no block created for them. Are these being done in error while the UCIs are being created? So we would urge the members to once have a dump of the UCIs that they have created and to have checks and balances at their end to see that when the new UCIs are created, are they actually valid new registrations which are being done for this particular mechanism. We would just want that kind of a house cleaning to be.
Thank you, Rana. Huzefa, I had one question for you. I think we always keep seeing this huge requirements on where members keep coming and talking about short allocations at their end and the penalties get generated, which we certainly are not happy about. But do you, from your risk perspective, when you handle the allocations, your systems are handling allocations, do you see a specific behavior where these short allocations come up? And are there some ways that you can suggest where the members can actually take a look at it and maybe get it all
Yeah.
right?
So two main areas which we generally observe are areas where clients would have taken positions again EPI credits or something like a credits which are getting provided by the members themselves. So there the requirement is that the such credit should be provided only post the allocation is done by the member for such clients, and then only the credit should be provided. So that's one area which where people miss out on things. Other areas are there are still a large number of members who are opting for either only doing allocations at end of the day or using files or screens based allocation where there may be some few minutes delay between the trade happening between the client and the allocation happening, which results in short allocation. So just in numbers perspective, we are almost doing 3 crore plus allocations on a daily basis, and most of them are coming through API. But people there are still who are not. So most of the back office vendors are now ready with their APIs for allocation, and will request members to ensure that they move to API based allocations, which ensures that there is no manual interventions, there are no manual errors, and on a timely basis the allocations are happening.
In fact, Rana, good Josefa, you talked about APIs. I think one more area where we are looking for an API adoption
Is
is
the giver.
on the give up and the clearing side of F&O,
Yes, yes.
where
You're right.
our API is pretty much almost
Yeah, we have
completely ready.
Yeah, we have published, but we need the members to start the testing and getting on there.
Yeah.
Because we see great stress, especially on expiry days. We are seeing a lot of stress, requests for extensions, and it's not desirable because it delays the entire things for the entire market.
Yeah, and in fact, I understand couple of big clearing members have already adopted to the API, and it's working fine for them.
Yeah.
So I think so. Thank you very much, everybody, for giving us this opportunity. And I'm sure we will do many more such sessions of open house with our wider team. We'll try to bring in compliance and the regulatory aspects also over in the next few sessions. So thank you very much once again.
Thank you.